So today we are going to discuss about how to calculate deflection in beams. Deflection in beams. When a body is subjected to axial load, how to find the deflection? We know delta is equal to PL by AE. That is the equation. But when a shaft is subjected to torsion, how to calculate the angular twist? We know T by J is equal to tau by R is equal to G theta by L. Here theta is the angular deflection. You can calculate the value of theta. But when a beam is subjected to loading conditions, how to calculate the deflection? How to calculate the deflection? We have not discussed yet, isn't it? So today we are going to discuss about beams subjected to deflection, right? So here this is a mechanism. This is a mechanism. In this mechanism, the beams are subjected to load. It will subjected to deflection. It will subjected to deflection. So how to calculate this deflection? Now look at this diagram. Look at this diagram. In this diagram, you see a cantilever beam. In the cantilever beam, when load is applied, it is deflecting like this. It is deflecting like this. This is a simply supported beam. This is a simply supported beam. When load is applied, how it is deforming, how it deforms. So you can see. So now here it is actually deformation are exaggerated. It is exaggerated. Generally, when a system like this, deform like this, it cannot perform its duty properly. It cannot perform its duty properly. So generally the deflection would be in microns. In microns. Too much of deflection is not permitted. But for analyzing purpose, we are exaggerating this. But it will be very, very small. Similarly, the slope also. The slope of this curve also, it will be very, very low. It will be in 0.01 in microns only. In microns only. Now, if you want to, our objective is to find slope and deflection. Slope and deflection. You take this beam. In this beam, if you want to find slope and deflection at this point, how to find the slope and deflection? If you want to find at this point. So this is deflection. This is deflection, y. How to find the slope? If you want to find slope at a particular point, what you have to do? You have to draw a tangent. You have to draw a tangent at the particular point. You draw a tangent. If you want to find slope at this point, you draw a tangent at this point. Then from horizontal, what is a theta? You can find. You can find theta, isn't it? Similarly, at any point you can calculate. Suppose for this beam, if you want to calculate slope and deflection, this is the point where you need to find the deflection. What is the deflection? The vertical distance. Vertical distance is the y deflection. If you want to find slope, you draw a tangent. You draw a tangent. From horizontal, what is the angle? Theta. You can find the slope. Otherwise, another method is you can draw a particular point. You can draw like this. You can draw like this. This is dy. This is dx. So now theta is equal to tan theta is equal to dy by dx. Dy by dx. From this also you can find the slope theta. Otherwise, you draw a tangent and measure the angle theta. So this is two ways of measuring the slope. So our for cantilever beam, but the slope and deflection will be very, very less. Very, very less. It will be 0.01 something like that. It will be in microns, right? So now for this beam, for this cantilever beam, which part will be subjected to maximum slope and maximum deflection in the case of cantilever beam. If you take this point, this is a deflection, this is a slope. If you take this point, this is a deflection and this is a slope. If you take this point, this will be the slope and this will be the deflection. This will be theta. Here this will be theta. So if you see, theta will be maximum at this point. At this point. Similarly, deflection also maximum at this point. That is when in case of cantilever beam, slope and deflection will be maximum at the free end. Maximum at the free end. Where slope and deflection will be zero. Where slope and deflection will be zero. In case of cantilever beam, here then since it is fixed, the beam will not start bending from this point. It will take bending after some time only. So during this period there is no deflection. There is no deflection. So at the fixed support, y is equal to 0. Deflection is equal to 0. Similarly, dy by dx also 0. Almost it is horizontal. At the fixed point, almost it is horizontal. So in case of cantilever beam, slope and deflection is 0 at the fixed point and it will be maximum at the free end. Slope and deflection will be maximum at the free end. Similarly, in case of simply supported beam, this is for cantilever beam. So for simply supported beam, where slope and deflection will be maximum. So at this point, at the center point, deflection is maximum. Deflection is maximum. But what will be the slope? If you draw slope at this point, if you draw a slope at this point, it will be horizontal. It will be horizontal. So the slope will be slowly increasing and at the support, slope will be maximum. Slope will be maximum. And deflection will be 0 at the support. Deflection will be 0 at the support. In case of simply supported beam, at the support, y is equal to 0. Y is equal to 0. dy by dx is equal to maximum. It is maximum. At the center, in case of point load is acting at the center, if the point load is acting at the center, then it will be subjected to maximum deflection at this point. At this point, deflection is maximum. What about slope? Slope is equal to dy by dx is equal to 0 at this point. It will be 0. So that is what you have to understand. In case of cantilever beam, the slope and deflection is maximum at the free end. It is 0 at the support. But in case of simply supported beam, the slope is maximum at the support. Deflection is maximum at the center. But slope is 0 at the center point and deflection is 0 at the support. So, and also the slope and deflection will be microns. It will be in microns. It will be very, very less. But here it is exaggerated for analysis purpose. But generally it will be very, very less. That's what you have to understand, right? I'm taking a curve because when the beams are subjected to load, it will be bending. It will produce like a curve. It is like a curve. Now, I am taking a curve. For that curve, how to find slope and deflection? Slope and deflection. That's what we are going to discuss. So for that, we need to derive a differential equation for deflection. Differential equation for that. So that is what we are going to discuss. Let us take this is y-axis. This is x-axis. Now, I am taking a curve like this. I am taking a curve like this. Okay. I am taking a curve like this. In the curve, I am taking 2 points. I am taking 2 points. Right. I am taking 2 points. This is P. This is Q. There are 2 points I am taking. These 2 points very close. For analysis purpose, I am taking almost they are very nearer. So now I am calculating the slope of this point. I am calculating the slope of this point. So then you have to draw a tangent. Then you have to draw a tangent at this point. So this is a tangent at this point, right? At the point P. Now this angle is theta. This angle is theta. Now I am drawing the tangent at this point. Tangent at this point. So now I am drawing a tangent at this point, right? At point Q. So this is point Q. These two tangents are meeting at a point M. At a point M. So now this angle is theta plus d theta. It is little more because I am assuming the P and Q are very closer. But analysis purpose I am taking long. Now the tangent meeting at point is M. Now from P I am drawing a perpendicular line. I am drawing a perpendicular line, that is perpendicular to the curve. Perpendicular to the curve. I am drawing a line like this. Similarly, I am drawing another line from point Q. From point Q. So this is perpendicular to the curve. Perpendicular to the curve. This is 90 degree. This is 90 degree. This also 90 degree. This also 90 degree. So now I am taking this point as C. Now I am taking this point as C. So now I have to calculate, I have to derive a differential equation for this. I have to derive a differential equation for this. Now what will be this angle? What will be this angle? That you have to find. Now to find this angle, I am taking a triangle. Let us take this is A, this is B. Now you take a triangle ABM. You take a triangle ABM. A, B, and M. This triangle ABM. This triangle. Here in this triangle there are three angles. One is theta plus this angle we don't know. That is ABM. Angle ABM we don't know. This angle we don't know. This angle is ABM. This angle is not known. And plus this angle. This angle is 180 minus theta plus d theta. That is theta minus d theta. How much it is? 180 degree. It is 180 degree. Am I right? The angle theta plus this angle plus theta plus this angle is 180 degree. So this angle is theta. This is theta plus d theta. So 180 minus this angle plus this angle. So I have written like this. Here we can cancel this theta and this theta we can cancel. Here 180 degree, there 180 degree. That also you can cancel. Then if you take d theta that side, d theta or the angle ABM is equal to d theta. Angle ABM is equal to d theta. So that is this angle. This angle is d theta. This is equal to d theta. This angle, right? So now we are calculating another one, that is this angle. That is, this angle. This angle is, so if you take this shape, it is like this distance, this, and this. That is C, P, M, Q. C, P, M, Q. So this shape, the total angle will be, this is 90 degree. This is 90 degree. This is also 90 degree. So if you take this angle, that is, what is this angle? This is P, C, and Q. Angle PCQ. This angle plus this angle. How much it is? Plus, how to say this angle? This is P, M, Q. This is 180 degree. Am I right? This angle plus this angle. Why it is 180 degree? This angle is equal to 360 degree. This plus this is 180 degree. So then this angle plus this angle is equal to how much? It is 180 degree. Similarly, I am talking about this angle. What angle? This angle. That is this d theta plus this angle. D theta plus this angle. What is the d theta plus this angle? That is P M Q. P M Q. That also 180 degree. That also 180 degree. You understand my point? That is this angle plus this angle plus this angle. This is d theta. This is d theta plus this angle because it is straight line. It is a straight line. One side of the straight line. That is one side of the straight line. That is 180 degree. That is 180 degree. That is this is we know d theta. This is P. This is point is M. This point is M. PMQ. 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 So d theta plus PMQ is 180 degree. Similarly, this angle plus this angle, this angle plus this angle. This is 180 degree because this is 90 degree, this is 90 degree. So 180 degree. So from this, what you can understand, here we have PMQ, here we have PMQ, 180, 180. So d theta is equal to PCQ. What is PCQ? This angle. That is this angle also d theta. This angle also d theta. So this is you have to understand. This is d theta. This also d theta. Now we are going for the derivation. We are going for the derivation. So now my interest is to find the slope of this curve. Slope of this curve. For that slope, because P and Q, if you assume that it is very, very small, then you can take it as a, you can consider as a straight line. You can consider as a straight line. So now in this graph, see, this is P, this is Q, this is one point. Vertical is dy. I'm drawing just like a triangle. This is dy, this is dx. So I want to find the slope of this curve. So how to find? This angle is equal to theta. This angle is equal to theta. If I redraw this, this is a curve. This is a curve. Here I have drawn a curve. It is drawn like this. This is dy. This is a curve. This is dy. This is dx. What is this angle? What is this angle? If this is theta, this is also theta. Then dy by dx is equal to tan theta. Am I right? Dy by dx is equal to tan theta. Then if you differentiate, d square y by dx square is equal to tan theta. Differentiation is secant square theta. We are differentiating, we are differentiating with respect to theta. We are differentiating with respect to x. If you differentiate with respect to theta, it is secant square theta. But if you are differentiating with respect to it, again you will get d theta by dx. D theta by dx. So now I am coming to this graph. I am taking this radius is r. This radius is r. This is d theta. Then I'm taking the arc distance. The arc distance is ds. Arc distance is ds. I am taking. So then, how to find the distance ds? Ds is equal to what? Ds is equal to r into d theta. This is theta, d theta. This is r. The arc distance is ds. Then ds is equal to r into d theta. And what you can write, d theta by ds is equal to 1 by r. 1 by r. This is one relation. ds by d theta is equal to 1 by r. This is one relation, right? And also in this graph, in this graph, we are taking this is dx, this is dy, and this one. So this is theta. This is theta. Now in this, what is this distance? This is arc distance. This is arc distance. This is ds. Now if you take cos theta, what is cos theta? Cos theta is equal to adjacent side dx by ds. This is hypotenuse. This is hypotenuse. Here you take 1 by cos theta. 1 by cos theta. What is 1 by cos theta? It is secant theta. Secant theta is equal to what? ds by dx. ds by dx. This is another relation. Now what I am going to do is, I am going to write secant square theta into d theta by ds, ds by dx, right? D theta by dx here, numerator and denominator I have multiplied by ds, multiplied by ds. So d theta by ds, ds by dx. So now here secant square theta into d theta by ds. What is d theta by ds? Here we have d theta by ds equal to 1 by r. 1 by r. What is ds by dx? ds by dx is secant theta. It is secant theta. Secant theta. Sorry, secant theta. So now d square y by dx square is equal to secant cube theta into 1 by r. Secant square theta is equal to 1 by 1 by cos cube theta. Cos cube theta. If theta value is very, very small, if theta value is very, very small, what is the value of cos theta? Cos theta is equal to approximately it is equal to 1. So 1 by 1. So this value will be 1. This value will be approximately 1. So you can write this equation d square y by dx square is equal to 1 by r. 1 by r. Already we have equation m in case of bending, m by I is equal to sigma by y is equal to e by r. So from this you take the first and third term. What is 1 by r? 1 by r is equal to m by ei. M by ei, right? If you take the first term and third term. Here 1 by r is equal to e will come here, m by ei. This is, so here I am going to replace by m by ei. M by ei. This can be written as, if you take ei this side, ei d square y by dx square is equal to m. So this equation is known as, differential equation for deflection. Differential equation for deflection. So this is a equation, right? So what is the differential equation for deflection? That is equal to e I into d square y by dx square is equal to m. Here E is equal to Young's modulus, I is equal to moment of inertia, and this is moment. M is equal to moment. So what you have to do, these two are we can get easily, and M for any problem, if you want to calculate the slope or deflection, you substitute the value of M as a function of x, integrate once. If you integrate once, you will get dy by dx. What is dy by dx? Dy by dx is the slope of the curve. Again you integrate, you will get y. Again you integrate, you will get y. What is that? That is a deflection. That is a deflection. So this is the differential equation for deflection. In this equation, you substitute the value of m, integrate once, get the dy by dx. That is the slope of the curve, and integrate again, you will get y. That is a deflection of the curve.